Okay, guys, so quickly. We saw yesterday that Moshe went the first time to speak to Pharo and to let the Jewish people go. And what did Pharo say? Who is Hashem? Who is Hashem that I should listen to him? I'm not letting the Jewish people to go. And then, not only that he's not letting the Jewish people to go, we saw that he's doing worse. He's making it harder for the Jewish people. The Jewish people, till today, they got the supplies, the material to make these bricks. And now Pharo decreed that no more. You're not giving the supplies to the Jewish people. They have to look for the straw and hay. They have to find it and make the same amount that they were doing beforehand. I want to share with you perhaps two things for today, very quick. Hashem says and Moshe goes back to Pharo and says to him, look what happened, Not only he's not releasing, things went worse. So the idea is, Hashem has his ways. And the redemption will come. And sometimes it looks like that we're going in the opposite way, the wrong direction. Oh my gosh, things are becoming worse, terrible. What is going on? And the answer is you have to have the faith in Hashem that this is the direction to bring the redemption. Don't worry, Hashem has his ways. And sometimes before it becomes good, it becomes worse. And it's going to happen. But one question I want to share with you guys. Hashem says to Moshe, you'll see how I'll punish him. And I'll harden his heart. I'll make his heart strong that he will not release the Jewish people. So one question is obvious, guys. What is going on here? Hashem is saying to Moshe, I'll harden his heart that in order to give him the plagues. Is that fair? You get the question, guys? Hashem is hardening his heart in order to punish him. Is that fair? No, doesn't sound fair. So the commentaries explain like this, guys. There are two answers for that. They're related, maybe they're almost the same even. But the commentaries explain like this. His idea, Pharo sinned so much, and he's so evil that he deserves all these 10 plagues. Now, in a normal way, it wouldn't be possible to give it to him. If Hashem won't harden his heart, it wouldn't be possible to give it to him. So the idea is like this. Sometimes evil people lose the option of doing tshuva. And Pharo is one of the examples. He did so bad. I showed you yesterday that the Jewish people to be in Egypt is a plan of Hashem. That the Jewish people will take a while till they make it into Israel. Hashem says to Abraham, your descendants will come to Israel, but it's not happening today or not tomorrow. It will take a while till they'll come to Israel. The question is, what will be in that period of time till the Jewish people come to Israel? When Hashem is speaking to Avram Avinu, right, early in the day, the question is, what will be in all those years? Hashem says to him, they'll be in exile, they'll be in the land that doesn't belong to them, and they'll be in slavery, they'll be in all that. But again, it really depends on the Jewish people. If they act and behaved well, it will be a comfortable exile. They won't be in Israel, but they won't suffer that much. When the Jewish people, the generation of the tribes, dropped the Jewish values, coming to assimilate to the Egyptians, that's really when the trouble started and they start to suffer. So that's what I explained yesterday, guys, that how things work out. But again, back to Pharo. Hashem is not giving the land yet to the Jewish people. They have to be in some place, and they'll wait till they deserve to come into the land of the Jewish people. And they're on hold, so to speak. What will be in those years? Like we said, it depends how they act, how they behave. Up to them, up to the Jewish people. If they're acting nicely and behaving, they'll have a comfortable exile. And if they're not doing it in a good way, they'll suffer. But anyways, the idea is, did Hashem say to Pharo to throw the children to the river? Yes? Hashem said to Pharo to throw the children to the river? Hashem didn't say that at all. Did Hashem tell Pharo, hey, kill all the ones that are being born? Right? Told the maids that are helping, the wife maids that are helping the people to give birth to kill the children. Did Hashem say that? No. So the idea is like this. Listen to this, how it works. Hashem all what wanted that the Jewish people will be in a certain place till they come into Israel. Pharo chose with his evil, with his bad intention to go much more forward and to act and do against the Jewish people. That's why he's being punished. If he was just doing what he has to do, what Hashem wanted him to do, is just to give a shelter to these people. They came down to Egypt, Yaakov and his 12 tribes. They happened to be that they are stuck there in Egypt, and he had to give them a place to live. That's all what he had. Pharo chose with his evil, bad eyes to do bad to the Jewish people, and that's why he's getting punished. Now, it wouldn't be possible that he'll be punished if Hashem won't hurt in his heart. So the answer is, guys, is not that it's unfair. And how can you do that? Hashem is hurting his heart and giving him these plagues. The answer is the hurting the heart is only to give him what he actually deserves. And Hashem is blocking away the tshuva from Pharo because he doesn't deserve to do tshuva. It means that there are evil people that lose the opportunity of doing tshuva. For most people in the world, we have the idea of tshuva. You did something bad, you have the opportunity to come back, to return, to repair what you did, and to come to do the right thing. But when you're talking about extreme evil people, they lose the opportunity, the chance of doing tshuva, and Pharo is the example for one of them. And Hashem says to Moshe, I'll harden his heart to make him strong, that he should get what he deserves. He's not getting a penny less from what, or more from what he deserves. He's getting exactly what he deserves. Okay, so that's one answer. Why Hashem is hardening the heart of Pharo is he's getting what he deserves for the evil that he chose to do with his decision, with his mindset, with his idea, gathering all the ministers in Egypt and saying, oh my gosh, look at these Jewish people that's spreading out. Too much of them. We got to do something with them. And he's decreting all the decrees and killing the children, killing the babies, etc. And the slavery, the pain that he put the Jewish people in, he's getting punished for that, for what he chose to do and what he deserves. That's one answer. Okay, so he's one of the people that are blocked from doing tshuva. Another answer is, 1 second, what are the 10 plagues? Blood, the Nile is turning over to blood, right? So what Pharo says, oh my gosh, I can't take it anymore, right? Does he really want to do tshuva, or he just can't take it anymore? What is going on? The frogs are all over, in his bed, in his oven, making crazy noise all over, right? Lice, people and all the body are spread with lice and itching and suffering from it, so uncomfortable. What the advisors of Pharo say to him? Hey man, don't you realize this is the hand of Hashem? So what does Pharo, every time, I mentioned to you yesterday, the 10 plagues took 12 months. It went through 12 months. The way that it worked, it was a week of the plague, 3 weeks break, and then the next one. If you look carefully in the psukim, in the verses, sometimes Moshe goes and gives a warning to Pharo. Hey Pharo, if you're not releasing the Jewish people, you're going to be punished. Sometimes he doesn't give a warning. So there's a certain order over there if you look carefully in the verses. But what you're saying, guys, when Pharo comes and says, let's say after the first plague, oh my gosh, I have no water to drink. So he really wants to do tshuva, or he just can't take it anymore? Exactly. The second answer is, Hashem is hardening his heart because this is not real tshuva. The only reason that Pharo is saying, okay, stop it, I regret for what I did, is not that he's changing his mind. He just physically can't handle this anymore. No water, the frogs, the lice, the crazy animals that are all over, they're dangerous, right? All the 10 plagues. That's what's happening. So Hashem says to Moshe, don't worry, I'll harden his heart right? Because he's not really doing tshuva. He's just backing out because he can't handle this anymore. So those are the two main approaches, guys, for the answer when people ask, oh, what is it? It's not fair. Why Hashem is hardening his heart and punishing him? Okay? And the answer is, oh, yeah, Pharo doesn't deserve tshuva anymore. He's one of those that lost the opportunity of tshuva. Or the second answer, this is not tshuva. Right? You're backing out because you can't handle it anymore. This is uncomfortable. You want to go to drink. You can't. You want to take a shower. You have no water. And these frogs are driving you crazy. So Hashem is hardening the heart, just that you're getting what you deserve exactly. Okay? That's one point. Second point, guys. And like I said, today it's very short because we have a special ceremony going on. Do you remember last week who found Moshe in the ark? Who? In a floating on the Nile. Who found him? Batya. Who's Batya? The daughter of Pharo. The Chafetz Chaim points out and says like this, guys. Look at this. You have the Jewish people here in Egypt, and starts this propaganda with anti-Semitism. That's what his Pharo is saying. Look at the Jewish people. So many of them all over. We got to do something. Maybe one day they'll be our enemy. And he starts this idea, and he's saying, okay, we have to do something. So they put them to work, and they become slaves, and then they take away their rights. Everything is done in stages. If you realize, Pharo said, Hava nitchak malo, let's do something wise. Meaning, it wasn't in the newspapers the next morning, Jews have no rights anymore. These things go in stages. It goes, you decree one thing, and then another thing, and then slowly you take away the rights of all these citizens, and then you turn it over to slaves. Once they're slaves, they have nothing to say. They have no say. Who cares what they say? No rights, no social rights, no rights for nothing. You could put them to, then he puts them to work, slavery. And then Pharo hears that the Redeemer, the one that has to be born, is about to be born. So what he decrees, kill all the boys. Well, the maidwives are not following that. So what he's saying, throw everybody to the river. Kill everybody. What happens, guys? Look at this. Hashem says to Pharo, yeah, you are afraid of that Redeemer that will come to redeem the Jewish people. That's why you're doing all these crazy decrees against the Jewish people. Well, guess what? You know who will save him, that Redeemer? No one else, rather, your daughter. Not only that will be your daughter, you know where that child, where that Redeemer will be raised? In your palace. So look at it, guys. Years and planning and fighting against the Jewish people. We have to do something wise against them. We have to put an act together. It's a danger for this country, for Egypt. And he's doing all what he's doing, Pharo. And what it ends up? That his own daughter goes to the Nile, sees this baby, she has mercy on him, and she brings him and she raises him in the palace. Not only that, she finds a Jewish woman to pay her to nurse this child. So he's raising him and he's paying to nurse the Redeemer of the Jewish people. And that's the message, guys. Hashem has his mystical ways of redemption. Redemption is going to happen, but not necessarily the way that we think and we have in mind. It's always in a different way, an unpredictable way. That's what the Chafetz Chaim points out. And the last thing that he says, guys, what happened, guys? She sees the ark from very far. She reaches out the arm, but she doesn't get to the ark. So what's the point, guys? She obviously, right, if I'm the daughter of Pharo, right? And the ark is over there, you know, Chaim? So I sense that my arm doesn't reach the ark. So what's the point to reach out the arm, guys, if you know that it's not going to happen? The Chafetz Chaim says this is the idea to do the hishtadlut. How could we bring redemption? So complicated, so difficult. And the answer is, you do only what you have to do. You just reach out the arm like the daughter of Pharo, and Hashem will provide a miracle, and she's going to reach the ark, and she's going to reach the baby. That's the idea. Leave it just, Hashem is expecting from us, waiting from us, that we should do what we could do, and the rest Hashem will provide. May we, guys, in our days, will see redemption sooner than later.